Well, good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck, and I'm back. It's Wednesday, November 15th, about 11 o'clock in the morning. And I got this thing masked off. Let me show you right quick like. I got it masked off back about, 20 feet. And make sure we don't get any overspray on anything. And so figured I'd let you know that I got to tack it yet. And then I'm going to be shooting some primer on it. But I got my tarp on the top. As long as the wind doesn't come up, we'll be doing good. I'll get back with you again just as soon as I got something to show you. The darn plastic's quite a wrestling match by yourself. Well, there we go. I moved everything out of the way. My truck's way over there at the neighbor's. And got it in primer. So I'm going to take a little break right now, get something to eat, and I'll be back on it. And as soon as I got something more to show you, I'll be back with you. That's the first coat, one can. I'll take a look at it later and see if I think it needs a second coat before I paint it. Back in a minute. Okay, it's a couple hours later. And after I took that little break and had something to eat, I came back out and put a second coat of primer on that. So used both cans of primer. So then I went in and watched the news and took a little nap, and now it's about 2 o'clock, and it's time to start putting the truck bed coating on it. This is what I'm using right there, and I got to shake it up good. I've had those 2 cans for a while. I bought them for another project that I never used them for, and I had them in my stash there for a while, and now's the time. So wish me a little bit of luck. It's either going to go real good or it's going to go real bad. And this stuff is there's some idiosyncrasies to working with it. And one thing is that when you put a second coat on, you're supposed to wait 10 minutes, but not over an hour before you put the second coat on. And then as soon as you get done with it, you wait 10 minutes, and then you got to start taking the masking off, because otherwise, if it really sets up, then that masking tape becomes part of the truck bed. In this case, the front of the trailer. And at that point, then it becomes a real problem trying to get it off. So I'm going to start scrambling now, and once I get started doing this, I can't stop. So I guess the only thing I can tell you is I'm getting ready to go after it, and we'll see how it turns out, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. So I'll be back in just a little while, and it's either going to be real good or it's going to be not so real good. We'll see. Well, YouTube, I ran into a problem. I'm making a flying trip over to Tractor Supply. Apparently that bed liner stuff has a shelf life, and it's been sitting in my garage for a while, and quite honestly, the darn stuff didn't go on very well. It kind of spit and sputtered a little bit, and then kind of came out as like a chalky paint, and it looks like crap. So one of the things I had thought about doing is rolling that with black tractor paint. And so that's plan B. I'm going to go get the stuff at Tractor Supply. Fortunately, it's nice living right in town, because all that stuff is pretty close. And I was kind of, I thought in the back of my mind that might happen, and so I was hoping it wouldn't, but it obviously did. So we'll deal with it. We're making a flying trip over there. I'll show you the stuff we're going to buy, and then we'll come back and we'll roll it. And that should take care of that taking the masking tape off right away problem that I was kind of worried about. Because of the paint, and it won't be quite such a critical thing to do it right away. I'm trying to drive and talk to y'all at the same time. So anyway, that's what's going on, and like many things in my life, it doesn't go smoothly, and I kind of wondered if that would be a problem, but I shook those cans real thoroughly. I actually set a timer, and I shook both of them for 3 minutes. And man, that'll make your arms tired. But anyway, so I gotta go get the right stuff now, and I'll come back over there and I'll roll that, and we'll see how it comes out. Gotta hope it comes out, because I'd hate to have to try to do this all over again. So anyway, I'm I'm going by the school, and I'm part way over to the shopping district. And by the way, my truck runs a lot better after I worked on it the other day. I should make a video and tell you what all I did to it, because it was actually something that was it was simple, but it kind of took a little bit of time. And but now the thing runs like a bunny. It ran pretty good before, but it runs like a bunny now. I don't know that I thought about trying to see if I can do a burnout with it, but the utility bed's probably a little too heavy for that. I think it's got the power, but I don't think I think that it's just got too much weight on it. So anyway, I'll be back with you here pretty quick as soon as I figure out what I'm going to get. I'm just coming up on the main intersection right now. So here we go. I'll be back soon. Well, Tractor Supply had the paint I needed, but they didn't have the little short nap roller or any of that stuff. So now I'm in a blind. I'm really in a blind panic, but fortunately Harbor Freight is right about a block away, and it's all on the way home. So I got the paint I needed, the tractor paint. I'm gonna roll it, and that stuff I put on there that's supposed to be the bed liner, I guess that's gonna end up being more of like a base coat. So hopefully this goes well. I'm kind of panicking now. I'm stressing, and I don't need to stress about it because it's not any big deal. It's not a showpiece. It ain't not going to the Roadster show or anything, but just really hate it when things don't go well. And I thought about trying to shoot that bed liner on something else first, just to make sure that it worked. But if I'd have done that, that would have messed up the spray nozzle on it. But anyway, I'm here at Harbor Freight. I'm going to duck in here right quick like, and hopefully we'll get hopefully they'll have what I want. Tell you, I wouldn't do real well if I lived long ways out of town. Like I say, on this project, I can't do anything without going to the store at least 3 times. So anyway, I'll be back with you here in a minute. See if we can get what we need. Like most guys, I just absolutely love Harbor Freight, but I'll tell you what, I couldn't afford to come here very often. My credit card couldn't afford it too much. So let's get in here and see if we can find what we need. Okay, it looked like Harbor Freight had what I needed. There's a little short nap roller handle. I got one of those somewhere, but with my luck, I won't be able to find it, and it's only $2.50, so I better get that. Now this Harbor Freight's quite an adventure. Like I said, I could spend a lot of money in here if I let myself. So anyway, let me go get checked out, and we'll head back home. Well, YouTube, it's done. By golly. We had some issues. I think it's going to be all right. The bed liner stuff that I put on there didn't work right, but it did leave kind of almost like a sandpaper texture on it. And this new paint went over that. And it actually, I don't think it's going to look too bad. I'll have to see what it looks like in the morning. But what I ended up buying was a Rust-Oleum Farm Implement paint. Supposed to be pretty tough stuff. I got it in a gloss black, but with that sandpaper look on there, it's not going to be very glossy, which is fine with me. But boys, gave me a run for my money. I ended up putting it on with a roller, and I watched some YouTube videos on how to do that. And we'll just have to see in the morning. I didn't have to go through all that masking. I didn't know that, of course, because it's obviously with a roller, it's not a big deal. But it's done. I'm going to start cleaning up my mess here a little bit, and the only thing we can do is let it sit. And I'm going to start pulling the paper and the plastic off of it, and we'll see what it looks like in the morning. We got to go to the big city in the morning, so I won't be able to work on it tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get the masking off of it today. I'm going to go up and start doing that right now as soon as I put my toys away here. So I'll bring you one last segment on this part 3 as soon as I have it all unmasked so you can see what it actually looks like. And it's been quite the project. It's kind of beat me up, as I said before. But give you another look at it. Actually, I don't think it's going to look too bad. So we'll see here in a little bit. I'll be back with you. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is done. And I've got all the masking off of it. And it doesn't look too bad, I don't think. And we'll see what it looks like in the morning after it's had time to dry. But it turned out it's kind of interesting. Let me tell you a little bit about it here. I am about 1 whoop up right about now. But I sprayed it. I tried using that bed liner stuff on it, and it didn't come out very good. But what it did do is it almost left like a sandpaper texture to it. And so I used up as much of that as I could and covered as much of it as I could. And then I rolled this tractor paint from Tractor Supply, implement paint. I rolled that over the top of that. And I think it's going to come out okay. It's not going to be super shiny, but that's not what I wanted. Super shiny shows all the imperfections. And this has kind of almost like a sandpaper texture to it. So we'll see what it's like when it's dry. But it's about 4:30 on Wednesday, and I'm about a beat up puppy now. And got all the tools put away. I'm getting ready to move my old truck and go back and get my other truck over to the neighbors. But I wouldn't have had to do all that masking if I'd realized that I was going to be rolling this. But I used up a whole pint of paint. I just kept going coat after coat after coat. It's got about 5 coats on it. And the clouds came in later in the day, which actually made it a little better because it didn't dry quite so fast, and it made it a little easier to work. So let me give you another look at it. Let me back up a little bit so you can get it. Isn't that tree pretty over in the neighbor's yard? That's just gorgeous. Anyway, that's what it turned out looking like. Of course, it won't have the graphics on it anymore, but I don't care about that. But quite a chore, and this will be the end of this project. So this will be the end of part 3. So like I always tell you, take care of each other, love each other. We'll come back with one about something different here pretty quick. I'm about used up on this subject for a little while. So until I talk to you again, let me just say peace out.